And we are live. Sorry about this, guys. Apologies. My video feed kept cutting my videos to 3 minutes or less. And you guys know, man, I try to make them at least interesting. But anyway, let me catch you guys up on where we are with the valet tray. And this is a continuation of the doing small fun projects that you can maximize your money on, but you don't have to spend a lot of money on material. So as a quick recap, real quick, before we get off into this, you can go out and buy you a single shoulder and do a lot with single shoulders and just minimum basic tools. Pretty much these videos are for your beginners and intermediate crafters, because a lot of your advanced second half intermediate and advanced crafters know what they can utilize on the highest that they can buy. So let me catch you guys up, because it has been a full 24 hours since the last video. So this is what we're looking at right now on the valet tray. Now, as a quick drop this in real quick as a quick jewel. You guys know that I did this on the grain side, and of course, this is the side where they pull the meat off. So I did all of the tooling on the grain side of this, and you guys don't have to do Sheridan design. I went ahead and did that. You can use basically just stamp the customers or the client's initials in there, or you can do a simple pineapple background in the back, and that will work as well. So from that point, you guys, what I did, I just took wing divider, Hobby Lobby, $1.99, and I went in a 1/4 inch from the outside border and ran that in a 1/4 inch. Then I moved, and of course, I came back and put my second border here. And then I spread my wing dividers out to 1 full inch to get from the outside to this line. Then I moved it back in a 1/4 and got this line, this border here. And then I spread it out a 1/2 inch so I could have room to do my ribbon all the way around. Then I moved it back in a 1/4 inch and finished off there, which left this center part for me to do my carving, or if you guys want to do something different, left that there. Now, I know, well, what you're going to do about the outside, cowboy, because the outside is going to have that flesh look to a customer. What I am going to do is 1 or 2 ways to do this. The way that I'm going to do this, I'm going to finish this off with a nice 1.5 ounce veg tan, so it's now all nice and uniform. And then I'll go ahead and stitch those 2 pieces together, then drop my Chicago screws to make those little corners and points to hold this all nice and neat together. Finish that off with a nice, well, I'll probably do, most likely, not probably, but what I will do is do the burnishing on my edges before I go ahead and drop my Chicago screws in. So just keep in mind, if you're making these and you're going to drop Chicago screws or double cap rivets. Now, there was one comment that said they have seen them with snaps in there. Now, the only thing that I don't like about the snaps is on one of these ends or one of these sides of the corners, you're going to have that open end from where you drop the snap. Not too professional looking. We want to take these small projects and make them look like they're very professional, nice, clean, and crisp. That's when you can start asking and commanding those high dollar prices for something small like this. Now, by the time I get done with this little project here, I'm going to most likely put a $44.99 price tag on there, plus shipping and handling. So even if I do have to ship this piece, I'm not concerned with unsnapping it so it'll slide up into a little envelope to try to save money. And then my client or my customer is going to have to go back and snap these in together. I don't want my customers to be working any more after I send them a piece. When I send them a piece, it's completed, ready to do whatever function that is set up to do. So I don't recommend snaps. I wouldn't tell you guys to do snaps, but I will say, if you don't want to spend the money on Chicago screws, I would tell you to invest in some double cap rivets. And that way it's a nice finished rivet all the way around. Now, one other thing that I will add on to the bottom side of this before I marry those 2 pieces together, the 1.5 to this right here, is I am going to put some dome rivets in the bottom of this. So as it sits on the coffee table, the bar, or the mantle, wherever it's going to be sitting, once that customer has it, it'll have little feet up under the bottom, just in the case, in the event somebody spills a drink or something, it won't run and come in contact with the leather. That it will not come in contact with. So you can get a 10 count bag or a little box, little plastic box of dome rivets at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, any of your craft stores. Probably cost you about $3, $4, $3.99 or $4.99, but it's a good investment to give it, again, that nice professional finished look. So with that, boys and girls, I've already coated my first coat of neat's foot oil. I'm just going to let this antique with the neat's foot oil naturally. It's already probably been sitting about 10 minutes. I'm gonna let this sit another 20 to give it a nice 30 so the oil can fully absorb into it. And then I'm gonna coat it with another coat of neat's foot oil, not overkill, but just a nice little light coat to make sure that it all blends very well. Now, if you guys can see this like I can, it's starting to lighten up a little bit here and down here, and it has that dark. We want a nice uniform coloration all over this. So once this first coat absorbs, then I'm going to come back with a nice light coat just to pay attention to the areas that it lightened, just so it'll have a nice, not go over it again, because if I go over the entire piece again where it is already dark, it will get darker. So I just want it to be a nice, uniform, even flow on that. So now, that's me. Then I'm going to come back with some nice, and you guys, I told you in the last video that I did, or one of the other previous videos, I am starting to really like the, not the Resolene or the, and I wish I had it still over here, but I've already put it up in the shelf. But it's the answer to the Neat Lac. So if you guys know, I think I said Neat Lac doesn't exist anymore, but it's the shellac finish that a lot of your saddle makers put on there to give it that nice gloss pop. So, but if you don't have that, you can use your Resolene or you can use your Super Sheen, but just make sure that you go and put your 3 coats on there and give it a full 24 hours between each coat to get that set up. So I'm going to sign off here. Man, I like this live, man. I should be doing these all the time, giving you guys live feeds so you can see how I do this as I do it. But, well, let me go ahead and burn these last little few minutes then and just go ahead and show you guys how this is going to come out. So all I'm going to do is just come back and trim my edges off. And get this, I might wait on trimming the edges till after I put those 2 pieces together so I can make sure that I get a full contact. But that 1.5 is such a, it's not expensive. It's expensive to waste. And really, I just use it in some projects. But I'm going to come back with a nice 1.5 on the outside. And after I do that, and see, that's wide enough for a belt. I told you guys that leather crafters don't throw away anything. So I'm going to save this part right here. That's a nice little belt keeper right there. Just pull that masking tape off. I'll do that later on because I'm burning daylight right now. But actually, this all the way around, these other pieces can be used as belt keepers as well. So, and you can make these little belt keepers up in your spare time. You don't have any projects going on, because the great part about that is that by the time they have dried completely, and while they're forming on your belt blank to maintain their shape, by the time that dries and forms, then you got already good to go. So the only thing left to do now is just attach that 1.5. Oh, the second part to that is, if you guys decide to use the grain side as your the outside part of it, and you just want to drop this little square, just do like a nice little coaster size, tooling work, and you can drop that in the center. But all of this out here would be of the flesh side. So now what I would recommend that you guys do is take some pig lining or maybe goat's kid or lining or whatever type of lining you want to use on that. And then that way the customer or the client won't see that flesh side. Now there's another way, but it requires for you to have gum track. If you have the gum track, then you can come back, coat the inside of that flesh with that gum track. And if you don't have a glass burnisher, you can do like what I use. I use my polyurethane mallet, and you just want to rub that until those fibers and the leather marries with that gum track and give you a nice slick finish. And then you can basically just dye it at that point. You can just put you a nice little coat of dye on there, and it still would make it look really professional, really clean, nice, no problems with that. And I don't think your customer will have any problem with that. So right now, all I'm doing is just removing all of the masking tape from where I was doing the tooling work on there and getting this thing set up ready to marry to my 1.5. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we do right there is just give it a nice little clean. This is going to be nice. I think I'm going to like this. I'm just going to fold that up, marry these two pieces so you guys can see how this is going to all come together. Wow, I'm really starting to like that. Really starting to like that. And then if you guys stay tuned, in another video, and I'll probably get around to it this week. Man, I'm really liking that. That's going to be a nice little tray. Nice little tray. And even when you drop your screws in there, you drop your Chicago screws in there, you want to make sure that you punch these really tight so these side pieces, side walls will stand up. And then by the time that it really starts to get there. But anyway, I got off track. But if you guys stick around this weekend, I'm going to stick with these valet trays for a little while because let me readjust. I'm going to stick with these valet trays for a little while because here's the thing. And I just got wind of this. Actually, I heard about it a while back, but I just never got around to even doing one. But if you guys stick around, come back this weekend. I'm going to take some time to really focus on some work I got in the shop. So I won't do another video till this weekend. But if you come back, the next valet tray we're going to do, I'm going to show you guys a real nice project, and it's called wet molding your valet tray. And it's very simple, very easy to do, and it speeds up time a whole lot because the bulk of your work is going to be into your molding. So once you wet that leather and then you wrap it around whatever mold or tray that, and you can buy the trays, you can buy those molds from Dollar Tree. So how about that for having a nice clean valet tray that, I mean, and you can use those molds over it and over and over again. So again, thank you guys for chilling with me these little few minutes. And come on back, and every time that I do one of these videos, just hit the subscription button on there and leave a comment. Come on back. It's a lot of stuff that I want to show you guys. So I'm going to knock off here and get out. So with that, this is the Leather Cowboy right here, Premier Leather Crafters in the Dirty South. We'll see you guys on the other side.